The business community is basically happy with the Trump administration so far, sees lots of things that it likes, but there are some areas of doubts and misgivings. That was brought to mind this week when President Trump attacked Nordstrom for deciding to not carry any longer his daughter Ivanka Trump's line of clothing in its stores. Nordstrom came under attack from the president's Twitter feed, saying that it was unfair to his daughter that the company do such a thing. This is the kind of thing that scares and worries businesses, that they could be singled out for presidential condemnation for a business decision. If you step back from that, mostly businesses have seen things they like. They look at the Trump administration and they see a deregulation, which most everybody in the business community really is looking for and likes, and they see pro-growth policies, which they like as well. But there also are some areas where there are worries and where there are splits within the business community, most notably on trade. The president is basically ditching the Trans-Pacific Partnership, a trade agreement with Pacific nations. Some companies really like that idea. He's raised questions about the North American Free Trade Agreement. A lot of companies have relied on that for both trade and for components that they bring into the U.S. In addition, there's some doubts about the president's immigration policies. Lots of companies like, in particular, the ability to bring in more skilled workers through the H-1B visa program. The president has said he's not sure that those limits ought to be at the level they are now. Maybe they ought to be lowered. That bothers the high-tech industry in particular. And even on the president's efforts to stop companies from moving plants to Mexico, there's been sort of a mixed reaction. We have a story in the Journal that notes that some companies, in spite of the fact they worry about presidential intimidation, have decided to move plants to Mexico as they were planning originally anyway. Some have changed their minds and done otherwise, but this is another split within the business community. So I think you see in the Trump administration an unconventional presidency. For the business community, it's always going to be thus. I think there'll be some things they love, most things they like, some things that still will worry them down the road.